second. Great. Good morning. There was a slight delay there once I realised, oh my God, we're live. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to Family Law Assistance. My name is Michaela Wade and I'm the founder of Family Law Assistance. And this morning I am joined by the passionate, the very Italian, the very talented Teresa D'Alessio. Teresa is one of our latest franchisees. And is this your first live? It is your first live here.
Yes,
here,
ever.
you see it first.
No,
here.
First live ever.
Ever? Do you hear that?
Yes.
She's a newbie live person. She'll get over that. I always say that if we were to hit live like 30 seconds before we actually go on live, you've got me going, yeah, it's fine. Teresa going, oh my God. But yes. Teresa has joined us, and it's been a journey, hasn't it, Teresa?
Yes.
Since you joined Family Law Assistance. But I want to take us back a little bit, okay? Because I want the world to know a little bit about your background. So what have you been doing before you obviously joined the team?
Oh, interesting. So I have actually been working with families in relation to protecting their wealth, their estates, and just making sure that they had a plan of action on, how they could ensure that they had earned cash or homes or, loved or cherished cars and personal belongings would then be in a position that they could pass them on to their children or loved ones or partners. So I've been doing that.
She says, I've just been doing that. But actually, you've already got a very well established business, haven't you, Teresa?
Yes, that's right. Yes. So I've actually been in business for 16 years, working with estate planning. Although, like Michaela rightly highlighted, I've dimmed the lights down a little bit on the business. We do a lot of work with vulnerable clients, vulnerable families, survivors of domestic abuse and domestic violence, or people going through a relatively tough time financially and emotionally. So there is a lot of work that goes on in the background that comes under the estate planning headed, if you wish.
And aside from all your stuff that you do at estate planning, but you had done quite a bit of charity work before coming on board, hadn't you?
Yes, we do. So I in my professional and personal life, I received a lot of support from, family, friends, private individuals, charities, and I felt that when I was in a position to financially be able to support the community back, it was something that I was very passionate about, and it was something I wanted to do. So what we decided as a business was that we gave up some of our time in order to support local charities, so we run events, coffee mornings, raffles, we donate some of our work, we donate some of our time, a lot of our time, which is always great. And I've done a lot of work with many charities involved with assisting families who are fleeing difficult situations, especially domestic violence and domestic abuse, both mothers, fathers, children, and we support them with things like looking for accommodation or helping them, for example, getting on the property ladder, or helping them become financially independent, or perhaps learning where to shop, or finding some. We deal with a lot of foreign clients who may not necessarily speak the language, so that we help them overcome the barriers that are stopping them from actually flourishing and becoming their best, and being able to not only look after their families but provide for themselves and for their children.
When you came on board the Family Law Assistance, aside from all of that amazing stuff and the fact that you've already got an amazing established business already, there was a personal thing for you, wasn't it?
Yes.
When you decided to come on board, you were happy to sort of share a little bit about that.
Yes, so I personally am a survivor of domestic abuse, and this was something that I felt in order to deal with, I needed to help other people that were in a similar or were experiencing things that I had experienced. And I felt that at first, perhaps it wasn't something that maybe I could do. I was afraid that my personal experience would actually get in the way of understanding other people and, being able to give them the support that they needed. But actually, that wasn't the case at all. When I sat in these meetings with other people, and, male and female, there is a lot that goes on. It was very evident that actually I was able to relate to my clients, and many of them have become friends, which is fantastic. But being able to understand what somebody's going through and being able to actually say to them, I've been there myself, and it is going to be okay. It's actually a very good place to be. And that what really fueled my decision in the end to actually take the plunge and come on this live. Which you obviously can't see this from the other side, but I'm very nervous. My hands and my palms are sweating. But yeah, pleased to be here and hopefully being able to use my professional experience and my personal experience to support somebody who might feel like they're not going to get through it. Because you will.
I'm so glad I got someone's just commented. I can see some of the comments. I don't know if you can, Teresa, by saying, morning, Becky, good morning. She says, so glad Teresa was part of the team, as are we. We are just so ridiculously excited that you, Teresa, are part of the team. So I've got to ask,
Becky, thank you.
Got to ask, why family law assistance? Why did you decide to come on board family law assistance? Why specifically?
At first, I was very, very impressed by the information that came through. Obviously, people will know that you can go online and obtain information about family law assistance, and I was a little bit skeptical, but I think the skepticism came from my personal experience. It was more of a fear of, oh my God, I'm going out there and I'm going to use what I've been through to make money out of it, really, and it just didn't make sense. But then the day I spoke with you, Michaela, and we spoke on the phone, and then we had our Zoom face-to-face meetings. I just thought this is where I need to be, and the support from the beginning, even becoming a member that I received from yourself and some of the team members, because I've not met everybody yet, but and from Stephen, and the encouragement, even before I became a team member, were just like, oh my God, it was, this was no longer a professional connection. I became part of the family, and it wasn't just in the name. And I just knew, at that point, I just knew for me, having that support and having somebody that valued me without even knowing me, even before paying my fee, of course, and becoming a member, because this is what we do at the end of the day. It's still a business. It was just completely different from all the other experiences I'd had and the other people that I'd spoken with. You gave me time without asking for anything. And for that, I will be very grateful. And you gave me advice for asking for nothing back. And that was it. And I thought, I need to be working with these guys because our ethos were the same. We connected on many levels. We got on, we had a laugh, we cried together. And it just felt like, this is definitely somewhere that I can be adding value to. And also you added value to me professionally and as an individual.
I'm so glad to hear.
I'm very grateful.
Everyone, I say this all the time, but everyone that comes part of the family, and it is a family. I mean, yes. You've already joined in on team meetings. It really does feel like a family, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, I was very skeptical to begin with, but skepticism is only fueled by the fear of what you've gone through as a person. And I thought, no, I've got to give this a go. And as soon as we spoke and I started meeting everybody else, and the more time, I mean, obviously we don't get to speak every day, do we, really? And there are some times that we're all busy doing what we need to do with the other business life getting in the way. But actually being part of the group or the WhatsApp group and the messages and the calls, there was always someone that you could speak to, sometimes even at 4 a.m. Even I've been in hospital and we've been chatting. I wasn't able to connect via email, text, WhatsApp. And I think it's having that variety as well of method of communication and being able to connect, and I think for me initially it was like, well, it's just going to be a business. It's just going to be work. It's going to be a franchise. The connection I'm going to make, they're going to be long lasting, but they're going to be connection that you would normally make through working with somebody. But this has been completely different. These are not just connections that we've made through work. There's been an affinity, and it's only been 10 months now since we started talking, but we've been through a lot of emotional roller coasters,
Well, yeah,
and we've overcome lots of obstacles. So 100%, it's, even if I haven't, it wasn't just about the financial gain.
and for you as well, because like you mentioned that, you talk about hospitals and WhatsApps and 10 months down the line. Let's just take a moment just to appreciate your journey, because at any point you could have said, I've got this much going on. I just
Yes.
can't, because you've been through it. I mean, for those that don't know, I hope you don't mind me sharing, Teresa, with the internet, but you had COVID.
Yes.
And you weren't in the greatest of spots, were you? To be fair.
No, I wasn't. I was very ill for about 6 to 9 weeks off the top of my head. Now, I originally, when I began this journey, I thought, okay, we've met, we get on great. Let's sign the paperwork. Let's get everything going. I'll be out in the field next week. Unfortunately, life had other plans. Very, very different and difficult plans, because that's what life is like. And sometimes you just have to overcome other obstacles. So I had to take some time out of work, time out of personal life due to ill health. And there were times when I thought, well, I definitely want to give up. I'd had enough. And the amount of times I've rang Michaela and messaged him like, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you please give me some encouragement? I'm panicking here. And I think in my head, the best definition I could give you about myself was about a minion running a house with a fire on her head and not knowing what to do. But, what this business and the connection has taught me, and the experiences within the estate planning businesses and the family I work with, is that your why, the reasons why you want to do this. And if your reason is big enough and your why is big enough and you believe in what you're going to do and you've got the right support around you, which I'm very grateful for, which I have received and I still have, it's a no-brainer. You are 100% going to do well, and you just can't give up. And I'm not a quitter. I don't quit.
I love that about you. I often say that
I panic, but I don't quit.
You definitely don't quit. Talk a little bit, because we did tell us a little bit about the training. How did you find the training?
Well, we obviously had to start and stop a little bit because of the illness and the time I'd had off. But actually, it was very, very fun. It was good fun. I don't think there was ever a boring moment. The homework was interesting. You do get homework, guys, so please be prepared for that. Which was also very good to be able to learn something and have the ability to go away, digest what you've learned, and think about the questions, think about the homework, and then actually how you would put that in practice. And a lot of the training that I've done really helps with the estate planning side of the business, and which I hadn't realised how much synergy there was between the two, and how many of the people that I work with currently are experiencing difficulties emotionally and of course within their family, because sometimes people just don't like telling you. But the training itself did last a lot longer than what it would have done, but that's because, as I said, we have to kind of stop, start. But it was very easy to pick up from where I left off, even though I'd had some time off, without reading my notes or looking at the books. And Michaela was always very good on hand to answer any questions, and, of course, tell me that you need to do this and you need to review that. And I think I did pretty good with my homework as well.
So spoiler alert, guys. Okay, she totally aced that. And I remember that I gave you one homework and it was supposed to be one page, but no, Teresa comes back with like 3 pages, one about this, one about that. Just fascinating. And I love just seeing other people's point of view because it's family law, isn't it? So yeah, you
Well, I
totally
originally thought I needed to write you an essay. And then they
did.
came back and told me, no, you just needed to bullet point it. So, no, absolutely. I really enjoyed it. And I love the sessions, the weekly sessions that we get together, the top-up sessions, the continued professional development. You know, it just doesn't finish there in life and professionally. We never stop learning. So, definitely being part of the team and being able to do that on a regular basis is very, very good.
I keep saying this, but you really are a trooper. You really are, because you never mind the adversities that you've been through in your personal life. But I remember when we started coming on board, and the personal adversities you've already gone in the time that we've known each other, and you're here, you're live, you are ready to kick ass. I'm so excited. I can't wait to watch you fly. And of course, let's not also forget, okay, that you are very, very family orientated. I mean, we've already met, and you will be seeing, guys, spoiler alert, I keep saying this, but spoiler alert, we'll maybe seeing a little bit of Mama D'Alessio.
Yes.
Because Mama D'Alessio is coming on board at some point when we figure all of this out, and just really excited. I love that whole family. It is very, very family, isn't it? Very Italian, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So, Michaela and pretty much everybody that knows me at the moment knows my existing business is a family business. One of the paralegals I employ is actually my brother, who I'm very proud of. We are a very, very close family. Like everybody else, we argue, we fight, we make up, but we're always there for one another, and I couldn't be more proud and happier of the family I have, especially my mum. She has probably given me the strength that I have to really be the person I am today, and I'm be forever grateful for that. So hopefully, when we do figure things out and we start advancing, then we'll be in a position that she'll be coming on board. Yeah, thank you.
So exciting. It's really exciting, isn't it? The road ahead of you. I mean, I remember when we started chatting and your plans, and now it's actually happening. It's here. It's real.
Yes.
It's actually happening. How do you feel?
Scared. I think it's the reality of going from an idea and something being in your mind, in your head. And I had given this a lot of thought. The whole family law was something that I was always afraid of, and I stayed away of because of my personal experience of it. Sometimes people just couldn't help, or sometimes it was financials, and it always scared me. But actually, going through all of those obstacles and coming at the other end and finally completing the training and getting signed off and being able to then go out there and really put what I've learned into practice and changing somebody's life, for me, that's what it's all about. Which is something that to begin with, I hadn't considered. And of course, being able to hear these success stories of family that have made it, and who knows, there'll be more Teresas, there'll be more Michaelas in the world popping up at some point. But being able to say, oh, I was there when they went through it, and we were able to get through it, whether successful or not, but at least we do the best that we can. That's been one of the biggest things. And it's scary, but very exciting. I think the excitement and knowing that you are going to be part of something positive, and I want to help. I want to be able to look after my clients where I can. Obviously, I can't go out and do the shopping for you, or I don't know, take you out and do things that you would normally expect. But at the same time, being able to hold their hands through the process, and with financial matters or children's matters or somebody going through a divorce or a very tough time, that's what we're here for.
I couldn't agree more. Now, you know, because you were one, you and of course Elaine were 2 out of, believe it or not, 250 applicants that
Yes.
applied. So for the right person, what advice would you give anyone thinking about coming on board?
Don't give up. And that would be the first thing. And I think starting something new is very scary. But like I said earlier, and to reiterate, if your reason to do it are big enough, you can do it. And definitely don't be put off by Michaela's bossiness. It does help. Um, so that, and I love that. I love having somebody that'll say, okay, have you done this? Which is absolutely brilliant. But there is a lot of guidance, there's a lot of support. So if you're in it and you're going to fit within our family, you are so welcome. Please, please do. And obviously, if you've got questions and you want to speak to us, then feel free to contact us. Absolutely not a problem. I love talking, as you can tell. So I'll be open to anyone asking questions. If you're thinking of joining as a franchisee, coming on board, wanting to see what the training is like, and yeah, these guys are
Brilliant.
brilliant.
I'm so proud of you. I really am, considering the journey from when we first started chatting to one another through to, and I have to say, that you have gone through it's been a kaleidoscope. I mean, from being ill to Teresa just got engaged, everybody. So I'm certainly here at Family Law Assistance, of always offering congratulations. And of course, I get to wear a hat because, she has invited us, but we have sort of invited ourselves. We're coming to your wedding. So yeah, you've been through the whole emotion. Give me one final word. Give me one final word to how you would say and you would describe how you've experienced Family Law Assistance.
A roller coaster. No, that's my life. A family law assistance, I would say support. Definitely
Amazing.
support.
Amazing. Guys, you will soon be seeing Teresa all over the shop, okay? Because this is her first live. Is it your first live like ever? Ever,
Yes,
ever, ever?
I have never done a live before.
Hasn't she done amazing, guys? Hasn't she done amazing? You would not in a million bajillion years think that this was her first live ever. So I'm ridiculously proud of you, Teresa. I cannot wait to see you fly. Guys, watch this woman because she is going to be coming out everywhere on social media. She really is the person that you want by your side in any family court dispute, whether you're going through children, whether it's finances. She's got a really good eye for detail. And just that you can see that passion in her. You can see how much passion and determination. Do we not pick up on the determination? This lady does not quit. Perfect person to have by your side. And why? Of course, she's part of the Family Law Assistance team. Teresa, thank you so much. Guys, have an amazing rest of your day. I'll check you later.